Yo, what up, world? All right, so usually I don't do videos like this, reviews or like quick handheld videos, but I figured given the magnitude of the moments and sort of like how big it is for hip hop, whether or not you're excited or not about it, I figured I'd do a quick review of Drake, Views from the Six. So I don't know how long I'll leave this video on because it's not like a lesson or whatever, but I figured I'd throw my genuine opinion on the album, some thoughts about it, and just leave it up on the channel for a little while, see what y'all think, and yeah, just have a cool little conversation. So I just finished the album. This video is like 10 minutes after I finished it. I haven't checked anybody else's review. I haven't looked at anyone's opinion. So this is just raw what I thought. I would consider myself a Drake fan. I would consider myself a rap fan, a fan of all, Drake, Kendrick, Cole, all the big names. I love it. You watch my videos, you know that. Okay, so quick review of Views, and try to keep this as objective and quick as possible, so you're not just sitting around here watching me talk shit with my Angels hat on. Okay, so on the negative side, I have to say that one of my first gut reactions with this album was it wasn't anything that I hadn't heard from a Drake album before. Like, I felt like I didn't really get anything out of it that I didn't get from any other Drake album. And what I mean by that is Drake has always made albums where when he has a song that's like good, it's fire, like it's crazy fire. So when Drake has an album, or a song that's like started from the bottom or worst behavior or whatever, the shit's a hit. But then he has a lot of songs in between that sometimes just seem to be there. You know what I mean? And so this album, I feel like had a similar issue where I was like, okay, the songs that are hot are like crazy fire. But then there are also songs that I'm sort of like, I don't know if that should have been there, or maybe that could have been a mixtape track, whatever. Now, on the positive side, or the other side of that argument, again, when the song is fire, it's crazy tight. I like Pop Style. I like Still Here. The song with Future Grammys, fire. Western Road Flows, fire. When he hits, it really hits. But then it felt like there were a lot of songs that I, probably would have to go re-listen to. But there were a couple songs where I was like, this just seems kind of random, or why is this here? Or that could have just been a one-off single. Furthermore, kind of related to that, Drake has always had very sort of random sequencing as far as the order of tracks. And so I found on this album and many of his albums, there'll be a really hard hitting like trap song or really hard hitting almost diss song right next to like a really slow track for the ladies, which sometimes as a listener throws me off. But that's not to say that most of the music that I heard on this project I didn't enjoy, because I did. I mean, I really, I came out of it like, yeah, I'll be playing a lot of this all summer 16, even though that didn't make it to the album. So, I kind of came out of it like, this is a Drake album for good and for bad. Like the songs that are hot are crazy fire. And the first song, amazing. The one for the family was dope. I like the 9 track. Then in the middle, it kind of got to these sort of slow R&B songs, which I think are good and have their place, and I'm sure the ladies are gonna love it. But it felt sequenced kind of random, So you have these really slow R&B songs right next to Western Road Flows and Still Here, and so I never really knew what to expect. So in short, is this album the undeniable, game-changing, seismic shift it's supposed to be? Probably not. But is it a good album that I will be playing a lot of tracks from? Absolutely. To me, it's a Drake album. I have pretty much a similar opinion on all of his albums. Take Care, Thank Me Later, nothing was the same. I'm like, there's some real fire on here. This dude is talented as shit. When he makes a great song, he makes a great song. And then there are other times I'm like, why is that song sequenced next to that song? Or that song could have been somewhere else. The last point I'll make is that a lot of these songs, and it seems like a negative point, but it's more like just something I noticed as a Drake fan, as somebody who really likes his music and is very familiar with his whole discography. A lot of this album I kind of heard stylistically before, meaning that even the R&B songs and the hard hidden trap songs and the flows, I heard a lot of them on "It's Too Late," or I heard a lot of it on "What a Time to Be Alive." So a lot of these tracks felt like they could have been interchanged with almost any Drake project. Is that necessarily a bad thing? No, because there's some fire on "It's Too Late," "What a Time to Be Alive." I love all that shit. But I did just notice there wasn't a lot of sort of unexpected sounds and flows. If you look at, for example, somebody like Kanye West, one thing about Kanye West, for good and for bad, is that every album is a totally different sonic palette. You don't know what to expect. Late Registration does not feel at all like The College Dropout, which does not feel at all like Graduation, which does not feel at all like Yeezus. And that's one thing about Kanye that you either love or hate. That's not on me to judge, but that's just something about Kanye. Jay-Z, too, for the most part, tries to go into a new world almost every album. So American Gangsta doesn't sound like Blueprint 3, which doesn't sound like the Black Album. Now, Drake, a lot of his albums do sound kind of similar. He has the tracks where he's just giving you the bars, like Western Road Flows, like 30 for 30 Freestyle, and so on. He has the dance songs for the ladies. He has the slow songs for the ladies. And then he has sort of the mixtures. So, I'm coming out of this still a Drake fan, still excited to hear more music, still excited to play some of these songs over again, still excited to hear them in the club, still excited to see the rest of this journey. But I'm also coming out of this like, I feel like I didn't really learn anything as a listener. You know what I mean? Whereas like Life of Pablo, for example, I felt like I saw a new dimension of Kanye. Jay-Z, whether or not I really like Magna Carta, I felt like I saw a new dimension of him. Kendrick, Untitled Unmastered, I felt like I saw a new dimension. So Cole, Forest Hills Drive, I felt like I saw a new dimension. So on one side, the Views is a great album, really fun to listen to. I know I'm going to be playing it all summer. On another side, I feel like Drake may have missed an opportunity to show us a new dimension. So for what it's worth, that's my opinion. I'm still a fan, still plan to do videos on his music. I still think anybody who likes how to rap should study Drake. He's a real good artist for songwriting and a rapper, just straight up rap. And yeah, that's what I think. What do y'all think? Like I said, I don't know if I'll leave this up forever, but it's fun. This is what hip hop's all about. And talk to you soon. From the big homie Drew. Peace.